To be candid, wisdom is not deep. It's very shallow. It's very easy. We hold it in our hand all of the time. Sometimes we get in our own way and we don't realize the wisdom that lies just on the surface of our lives, and instead get involved in so many things that distract us from what is real, from what is most important in our days. Think of the opening of this week's Torah reading, where God announces to Moses, "I am God." What else is there? Except for that one single line, truly what else is there in the world? God simply states it all in that very terse statement, "I am God." Later on in the Sidra, God turns to Moses and says, "You know that stick that you took? That stick that you had before when you were in front of Pharaoh? Well, I want you to go take that stick that used to be a serpent, hold it in your hand, and then dip it in the water." One wonders why God goes through so much trouble to describe a sacred, a holy stick that was given to him by tradition, cast into the world on the eve of the sixth day, just before the Shabbat, the very first Sabbath set in. Why something so intrinsically holy made by the hands of God, God would go through the verbal convolutions of saying, "This stick that used to be a snake." Perhaps because God understands so very well that what is very obvious seems to escape our vision. That which is most holy, we don't see as holy. We instead mistake other things for being Kodesh instead of what is truly the most holy of all. There's a story that's told about Queen Victoria, who summoned Charles Ludwig Dodgson, who is also better known as Lewis Carroll, to receive an honor in her court. She was so impressed with him writing Alice in Wonderland that she wanted to meet the man herself. And when he stood in front of her, she said, "Have you written anything else?" And he said, "Yes, I have." She said, "I'd love to receive those books." Now, not known to the Queen or to much of the public was the fact that Lewis Carroll was a brilliant mathematician. So later on, when he sent the 2 books of mathematics to the Queen, she was astounded and dumbfounded that he could have written something so unintelligible. Sometimes we don't know what's in front of us when it stands before us. Sometimes we don't understand that the holiest of holies is so simple, so eloquent, and so terse as to be encapsulated by a simple phrase, "I'm the Lord your God." If we only knew that life could be distilled to such simplicity, perhaps we would get out of our own way and cease from making so much turmoil and pain in our own lives. Shabbat Shalom.